No one is coming to save you. Let that sit for a second. Not as a threat, not as a punch to the chest, but as a quiet truth that changes everything once you really hear it. Most of us are waiting even if we don't admit it. Waiting for the right time, the right person, the right opportunity, the right motivation. Waiting for life to finally tap us on the shoulder and say, now you're ready. But life doesn't work like that. It never has. The moment you stop waiting is the moment things begin to move. From childhood, we are trained to believe someone else will step in. Parents fix problems. Teachers guide the way. Society hands out instructions. Even stories condition us to expect a rescue, a hero, a turning point that arrives from the outside. So we grow up carrying that same quiet expectation. When things fall apart, we assume help is late, not absent. We tell ourselves tomorrow will be different, that motivation will arrive, that clarity will suddenly appear. But the truth is simpler and harder. No one is coming. And strangely enough, that's not bad news. This realization hurts at first because it strips away comforting illusions. It forces you to face the raw reality of responsibility. Your habits are yours. Your fears are yours. Your unspoken dreams are yours too. Stoic philosophers believed this deeply. They taught that while we can't control the world, we can always control our response to it. Not tomorrow, not after motivation. Right now, the moment you accept that no external force is responsible for saving you, you regain something powerful. Agency. There is a strange freedom in knowing the rescue isn't coming. You stop performing for an audience that never existed. You stop postponing your life until conditions feel perfect. You begin working with what you have where you are as you are. This is not about harsh self-blame. It's about honest ownership. You didn't choose every circumstance, but you do choose your next step. And that step, however small, matters more than grand plans you never start. Balance matters here. This message isn't meant to drain the joy from life or turn everything into a grim survival exercise. Curiosity and playfulness still belong in the process. You're allowed to explore, to fail, to laugh at how messy growth really is. The seriousness comes from commitment, not misery. Think of it like learning to swim. At first it's uncomfortable. You flail. You swallow water. But once you stop waiting for someone to hold you, forever you discover you can float. The pain many people feel isn't because life is unfair, but because they're fighting reality. They want certainty before action, confidence before effort, permission before movement. But confidence is built through action, not before it. Discipline doesn't arrive as a feeling. It arrives as a decision repeated until it becomes part of you. No one hands you self-respect. You earn it through keeping promises to yourself, especially the small ones no one else sees. If this feels heavy, remember this. You are not behind. You are not broken. You are simply early in the process of waking up. And waking up is uncomfortable. It means seeing things clearly. It means realizing that the same truth that removes excuses also unlocks potential. If no one is coming to save you, that means no one is stopping you either. Once you truly accept that no one is coming to save you, something subtle shifts inside. You stop asking, why is this happening to me? And start asking, what can I do with this? That question changes everything. It moves you from victimhood to participation. Life stops feeling like a storm you're trapped in and starts feeling like a landscape you're learning to navigate one step at a time. Stoicism doesn't promise comfort. It promises clarity. It reminds us that struggle is not a sign you're failing. It's a sign you're alive and engaged. The obstacle isn't in the way. It is the way. Every challenge carries a lesson, not because the universe is kind, but because growth demands friction. Muscles grow by resistance. Character grows the same way. When you stop wishing the weight away and start lifting it, strength follows. There's also joy here, even if it sounds strange. When you stop waiting for rescue, you stop shrinking yourself. You take risks that once felt too big. You say no when you mean no. You say yes to things that scare you a little. You begin to respect your own word. And self-respect, quietly builds confidence that no motivational quote could ever give you. This doesn't mean you isolate yourself or reject help. It means you stop outsourcing responsibility for your life. Support is powerful, but it works best when you're already moving. People don't pull you out of holes. They walk beside you while you climb. And sometimes just knowing you are the one climbing is enough to keep going. There will be days when you forget this. Days when waiting feels easier. Days when old habits whisper that tomorrow will be better. That's normal. Awareness isn't permanent. It needs practice. That's why small daily actions matter more than dramatic transformations. Get up when you say you will. Do the work, even when motivation is quiet. Speak honestly, especially to yourself. These are not glamorous acts, but they're powerful ones. Curiosity keeps the process alive. Ask yourself questions. What am I avoiding right now? What fear is disguised as comfort? What would change if I stopped waiting for permission? Treat your life like an experiment, not a test you're afraid to fail. Play with improvement. Explore discipline without turning it into punishment. Growth doesn't have to be brutal to be real. And here's the paradox. The moment you stop waiting to be saved, life often meets you halfway. Opportunities appear not magically, but because you are finally prepared to notice them. People respond differently when you show up differently. Momentum attracts momentum. You don't need to see the whole path. You only need to take the next honest step. So if this message hits close to home, let it. Sit with it, not as judgment, but as an invitation. You don't need a hero. You don't need a perfect plan. You don't need permission. You just need the courage to begin again today with what you have. If this resonated with you, share your thoughts in the comments. What are you waiting for that you could start now? What does taking responsibility look like in your life right now? Your experience might be exactly what someone else needs to hear.